I think that's the tough thing about Sunshine. Is Sunshine was so good, although, but like it's so tough to beat the impact. It's kind of like how I actually would rate Wind Waker as one of the best Zeldas, but would I ever rate it above Ocarina of Time in the overall gaming ecosystem? Probably not, right? All right, chat. Let's see. Not the vertical.
This amount of times before they even get to VCT, right? So this is their matchup specifically.
They really got to do something about the LED textures or something about the way. I think it's because of what the LED is rendering in and the camera. The flicker is insane.
Up-and-coming duelists that have come out of Turkey, you know, they're the new additions to these VCT teams, and I think that they've been having a great time. However, when I look at Levin and how he's performed in VCT EMEA so far, he still has a lot to give, I think, and I think we saw that in the video, right? He has a lot to give still, and he's been struggling. So when you're coming,
all right, what is it? Like Zeus, BBL versus Foot.
I think this was a long time coming, right? Because yes, this is in the tier 2, but it was like throughout a couple of years and within different rosters, but always going up in that toe-to-toe. And I think that when we look also at the agents, we see Levin more flexible in the past. But actually, what we're getting now is a Zeus that has to fit in the ecosystem of Foot. And that ecosystem.
All right, YouTube is good, Twitch is good.
From one week to another, change the composition, something that Gaius loves to do and has always loved to do. And he's actually
we see your YouTube chat. Welcome back.
We saw him on the Waylay. He's looking very, very fresh.
Yeah, those arrival shots are sick, by the way. Look at our players.
New Super Mario Brothers Wii and Odyssey. Odyssey was actually really good too. Odyssey should probably be considered.
Are they gonna go one step further, Kukuka? Is today the day that they finally beat Foot in EMEA?
I want to think about the read that they have on each
other. Yeah, no, Super Mario World was really good. Super Mario World is a strong candidate. It's probably my honorable mention for top 5 game of all time.
To go toe-to-toe today on their final match of this stage with all.
Do you think any of the VCT players aside from Vash, Angel, and FNS would know what Oregon Trail is? Actually, I mean, probably the Americas players just because of the memes.
Kind of just got the fan base now on each side.
Zelsis probably knows.
Kind of yelling each other for it, but no, I'm really excited to see them
But
perform.
in like other regions, probably not. Actually, that's a good question. We should ask that.
It is a thing. It is a crazy thing in Turkey, and of course, Foot might have dominated in this rivalry.
Yeah, that's insane. I've never thought about that. Are we gonna fly solo today? Probably. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Fabio? All right, chat. They're entering, so I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Be right back.
This is undoubtedly the strongest BBL has ever looked. But how deep is their playbook and how deep is their map pool as they're going up against a Foot? That also looks quite good recently as well. So what do you guys make of this?
Lotus out, Haven out. I mean, not real surprises. Okay.
Let's
Wait,
go.
What?
Hello. It's a Turkish derby.
Oh my god, this is absolutely perfect. surface. We're rolling back the years. It's 2 Turkish teams on ascent. But actually, I can only think of the composition the BBL was playing. And that speaks also to the preparation coming into today. Because, Billy, I do not expect to see that triple initiator again.
Oh my goodness. I mean, we
my
said
sanity. Everybody's
the
sanity.
fact that we saw them play Icebox and they had to change their composition after the first time that we saw it, yes, you'd like to think they've gone away, done the homework, and, you know, for them to pick into it, then yes, I completely agree. But instantly, my mind also gravitates towards that Fracture as the deciding map. The fact that Foot have been left in that situation, do we ban Split? Do we go to Fracture? What do we do? And they've decided to take it to Fracture. I think that that's a power move from them, considering BBL have been banning us in their second wave the past 2 weeks.
And we're not going to see the Pearl. Like, going into today, I was like, I really want to see the Pearl between these 2 teams. When I was going through the veto and what we could expect, we've seen both of the teams picking, you know, a lot of different things, coming with different ideas for every week, changing compositions and whatnot. But having BBL banning that Pearl, it lives, again, as you're saying, Foot being willing to go to that Fracture that was not only banned in the past, but also really struggled even to close against Gentamates. What was that, like an 18, 16?
Yeah.
I'm going to put my armchair analyst's coaching hat on and say that it's week 5. It's for seeding. They need some reps. Like, BBL picking that ascent to me is just saying, we know we're good on Pearl. We don't need to play that map anymore. Let's take it to ascent and see what we can do here. Similarly with Foot on the other side as well. We are going to get the Levin versus Zeus on Jet. What do you guys make of this? Come on, Magnum on a Fade.
They are still going to be sticking with that triple initiator composition, though, which is really interesting for me.
Okay.
They need the reps.
Yeah.
They're saving strats, saving strats.
So here's the thing. We do not see surprises on the side of Foot. They play in this very plain composition. And of course, when you pick Ascent, you know you're going to be starting on the attack. That's what happened last time as well. How many rounds did they get, Billy? One? Was it one? I think it was one. So
let's ask John QT. Sorry. Sorry, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, it was just one. So I really want to see how they've gone back mentally on
BBL.
starting off strong for BBL.
Looks like they're just going. It looks like they're kind of pulling a Paper Rex.
Win percentage of the pistol rounds, a 75% of the entire league.
Well, we can't have a Turkish derby without the biggest Foot fan.
Today's time guesser is hard.
And Tom's there as well.
Thank you very much, Sue. Big fan of both teams down on the stage. I don't want to come off as biased here, Tom.
It's fine. I love a BBL, so it's all good.
Damn right. All right. It's always going to be an interesting matchup when we've got these teams down there. We know how much hype the Turkish
You think the
fans
chance
bring
of NRG going to Toronto is higher or lower than Paper Rex going to Toronto?
The reality is, between these two squads, there's a little bit of beef. They face each other once a year in VCT.
Lower.
And both times, it's gone the way of Foot. Time for BBL to answer back, though. They're coming in looking better than ever.
Oh yeah, this is a squad that I think has been very underwhelming for the last few years. I think a
That's
team
paper
that
thin.
hasn't necessarily been in the battle.
YouTube, leave our poor mods alone.
BBL have looked incredibly impressive. And
If Team Liquid lose versus KC on Friday, do we think Team Liquid's gonna lose that though? I don't think so.
Like, you might be looking at this and going, it's for seeding. Like, they both beat
5% versus 3% for Paper X and NRG. I mean, I'd give Paper X a 10. I'd give them a 10%.
Obviously didn't make that last Masters. That is a big deal.
Yeah, the seeding itself could
Triple initiator with the Jet.
The real goal.
Starting on attack. I actually kind of like the idea from BBL. Just set up Levin for success. It really seems like they've kind of gone that route for the most part.
Takes the dub here today, starting on Ascent, the 82nd province as it was once called, and we've seen a return to form more recently. Yumpy, the one to draw blood, and it's Zeus going down. Yet is a
what
a fantastic layer, John. That's a bit of a tough one. I think he might have DC.
No.
I don't think.
Yeah, that's a DC. Yep.
As you might think. I have a feeling.
That's.
And it is
chat.
Come pretty accustomed
Okay.
That stage might turn red in a moment.
It may. It very
Dude,
well
why? How in the world does EMEA have this problem?
I don't know if they're gonna check. It's crazy. They should use the Lear. Where's the Lear?
Where's the Lear? That Lear could save the round here. I'll tell you that. It's not quite a breeze.
He's missed a fallen off his chair. That's why he's currently not moving. But
It's honestly incredible.
Something's gone a little bit wrong.
Great clearance of under there, and it looks like they'll even find him in the end.
And in zone flawless as well.
That could have went anyone's way. Mr. Fallen seconds away from firing the shot that could have changed the round.
Insane luck today. Boot up last epoch, booted out. Solo queue Valorant, throw in ranked. Watch party EMEA, get a tug pause.
No, it's shocking. Can we get a replay of the?
Can we get a replay
that
on
was of the end zone flawless.
Yeah, I would sleep too, Kami.
Oh god.
Some nice shots to open it up.
Chat, if we get either more than, well, okay, when are the servers back up for last epoch? In an hour, yeah?
Yeah.
No, in 2 hours.
Well,
That's
luckily we are
unfortunate.
in a matchup where there is
You know what?
plenty
No, it's
of
okay. We don't need last
flexibility.
epoch.
I
If
think
this
that
tech pause
for
lasts
many
more
teams are obviously making it to the playoffs is the most important
than
thing.
15
I
minutes,
think both teams will have a little bit of a
or
weight on
we
their
get a
shoulders, but
second tech
going
pause,
into this Turkish derby,
I am
it is
going
always
to
gonna
play
be incredibly
POE2.
important. I think
But for now,
the
we will play
owners
Time
of the
Guesser.
organization, the fans behind the scenes, the orgs themselves, and obviously for the players, being able to be that best team within one of the biggest regions we have within EMEA is so incredibly important. So yeah, even if it ends up with Liquid winning the match tomorrow, just having that over.
But yeah, if it's more than 15 minutes or there's a second tech pause, I'm going to POE2. I don't have the patience for this.
Just the matchup in general.
All right.
I don't know if I'd put BBL necessarily as favorites.
I mean, shout out to the
at least.
EMEA freaking talent, man. They have to deal with this every day. Ice cream parlor. Okay, this has to be the States, yeah?
I would have laughed in their face.
Yeah, it would be a real surprise if you saw BBL being able to contend. If you
Never,
thought about
well, British
BBL going to an
American,
international
British
event, potentially,
American,
that's
so it
something that I
has
feel
to be
pretty
the
confident
States.
that they can do damage, that they can take it far, and they
But
can push
British would
these international
imply,
teams
well,
to
I
the
mean,
limits.
I guess it could just be
Reality is,
later.
you look at last year, the year before,
Kind of
that
feels
wasn't
like the
case. I think if it was
Midwest.
an international, it would be a very brief
We could have
appearance.
played 3 matches of
Forget
TFT. I
after.
know. Did you
So,
see that
definitely
shot
a
on
good sign to see
Killjoy?
those changes
Oh.
being made. And of course, today as well, the Valorant Turkey account even put it out there. The battle of the brains between PAL and Geist, these two phenomenal coaches
Ontario?
that have come in and really shaped how their
Wait,
teams
is there
play
an
the game.
Ontario in
Now
the
we're gonna
UK?
get to see them prepping against each other, and I think that's something that everyone at home is going to be very excited about. I'm just sad we don't get
Maybe
to
this
see Geist
is the
playing on
UK.
stage, because last time PAL had to watch
that's
that
true.
coach
No,
shrine
not
his
really.
team,
I think they're going to roll
when
it
he was
back.
I was saying that to him yesterday.
Yo, Lego Batman Robin with the Prime sub as well. Double dipping. Thank you. Thanks for using your Prime on the channel. Appreciate it.
What you're saying about the coaches and the veto, because the veto's super interesting to me. I think
Thank
like,
you,
other
thank
than
you.
Maybe the Haven ban coming out of Foot, which I think was a very
Wait,
logical
why?
choice.
What's wrong
Other
with?
than that, I'm
No, I'm
surprised
saying,
by
is
almost
there one
everything.
there as
I think
well?
there were 2 maps that I thought were
No?
going to
Am I
ban
am I
BBL.
crazy
It's
for
either
saying
Brentford
that?
or Ascent. They pick one, the other one is the 3rd map. So they've definitely flipped the way I thought this veto was going to go. Clearly feeling that.
No, I'm
not
just
only
thinking.
does this triple
Listen,
initiate
I'm
not
just
work,
thinking
even though
if
they got
it's,
blasted
you know, I
last time.
could have been one or the
But
other.
maybe it was just the roles, and so they've switched up who's
Well,
playing.
but
what,
where
because
is
there
is there a
player
famous
in third right now for
Ontario
BBL
in?
who's still stuck on the same agent? They've swapped everything up. And I do think
The
like Social being
States?
on a more
Really?
aggressive
You guys
agent
don't
such
think
as
there's?
KO
You
makes
think
a
there's
lot of
no
sense.
way this
I
is the
think that
UK?
Yumpy has already proven on other maps he can play that KO and have
I mean,
a bit more
probably
util
not.
available for information. I think
Maybe
it's
it
worked
is
quite well.
Canada.
The
I
main
feel like
things
that
I'm
says
excited
Ottawa,
for
no?
is 11 on the jet. I think it's been just the
Maybe it is
easiest switch up
Canada.
ever. Just
Fiora
go-
last time, right?
Yeah, just go, let's just put this guy on an agent where he is most comfortable.
But
because he will just frag out, and that's
Hmm.
exactly what happened. My only
No, I
worry is
know Ontario's in Canada. I was just wondering,
Zeus
chat. I'm
is,
not actually.
Zeus is very good. Last
Chat,
time they
chat.
played us, it was a 13-11
I'm
victory.
dumber than you think, but not
He won
as dumb as you
27
think. Come on,
17.
come
He
on.
was the reason they won, and I feel like I've said that.
You think it's Toronto,
maybe
or
like 8
I
or 9
want
times
to
this
I want to
season, but,
wager
they
with
won that
Ottawa,
because
but it
of Zeus,
feels
like the
too
Lotus with the waylay.
not.
There was
I've never
Zeus,
been to
there was a
Ottawa, but
33 kill game that they won. That was Zeus. Like, it's happened often enough that sure you're going to want to put Levin on something comfortable, but it doesn't mean he's going to be the best duelist in the server. It's going to be difficult to do that.
It does mean at least maybe he won't have a leg.
All right,
up
what
like he
year?
does in
He
other
blames us
matchups,
for
but
getting it
he'll
wrong.
At least have that even footing to take that battle, and at the end of the day, I'm sure he's confident that if anyone can.
Man,
take
what
Zeus
year
down,
is
it will be
this?
him.
I have no
to come in
idea.
and
When
put the
did
fucking
these
button
types of
on.
cars
I'm
first
not sure.
come out?
Oh yeah, listen, I'd be surprised if he
30s,
wasn't. Saw that
40s?
feature go out about him there as well the other day, and
1940?
it's very much hyped him up as somebody that can be the one to.
Wow, that feels so surreal. 40?
A squad like Foot, you'll need plenty of those. You know, Cracks coming in on a
All right.
KO as well. I feel like we're going to see quite a lot of this man every time I see him, especially on a set.
Damn.
The problem I have though is I feel like we've had that narrative for the
It's a
majority
last
of
year
the
narrative.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I love how they
that's
just
the
say
thing, every
in
time I'm like,
Ontario,
"Cracks could be like
Canada.
KO," and then I watch it and I'm like,
You couldn't be
It's all right. He's playing some
like,
good
more
like,
specific.
he's had
Wow,
some
what
good
the?
games,
It's
had
like a
some bad games.
small
I think his
little
best game
town,
was actually
literally.
against
That's
Spain, and then
crazy.
the week before he played Fade and it didn't work. I
That's
think that
actually
he is
insane.
the player I'm looking at in this team right now, where I'm going.
Well, it was in between, so
Last
I
year
feel
you
like
were
I was
different,
okay
but
with it.
this year, I haven't seen that yet, and I think in this series, it might be
Interesting.
necessary,
So it
unless
was
we are
literally.
just
It
gonna
probably
have that
still
same
doesn't
sort
look that far off. I
Zeus
mean, obviously
and
more
some of the
modern, I'm
Timeless
sure,
as
but
well.
that far
So
off
those
from
have
this.
been the two players that have actually been really up there in terms of statistics. I don't think we've
Interesting.
seen
Hey, still
has
pretty
had
good
any
score.
much from,
How'd you guess
our captain
1940 though?
either.
That's
I think he's
insane.
had some, okay moments, but not on the level
What's
of
the
last
best
year's.
Valorant
If
in
they're
your
gonna
opinion? Like
be
you
a
said, the way
top
XOG plays
fastest
Valorant is
contender,
bad, but it
or someone
works.
that can get
Did I
there,
say that?
they're the players I need to see step up.
Did I say the way? No, Wolves. Well, I don't know if I said it was bad. I don't like how they play it. I don't know. I like the way XOG plays Valorant, kind of.
May have assumed that was coming, but I'll confirm it for you now. So let's toss it
No,
over
but
to the
I will
desk while
say,
the athletes get hard
though,
to work.
I don't think there's one strict way.
Thank you very much.
That, you know, for
Mitch
instance,
and
like back in the day, I think the
actually
DRX
disagree
way
with
was
them. I
probably
think the
good
pillar of
Valorant,
this
but
podcast is them
I don't think
passing
that would be
around
true anymore,
some
right?
tech
I think you
balls
kind of
and
have to
moving
just
around
go
the
with the
map. What do you guys
patches.
think?
I think that I was there on Friday.
But I do think Valorant is a very proactive game, if that makes sense.
Mitch pressing that button. He was
So
like,
it's
Where are
actually
we
get to see all the
here,
action in this
chat?
round. Can we repeat? And that's what happened. So he just did it
So
again.
Mitch is the problem. Okay,
We already knew that.
well,
Bill.
I mean, we did, yeah.
Something
he's the
public
problem in most
services.
situations, So it makes sense, right? It makes sense.
I mean, I was like coming into this week excited. I was like, okay, it's fine. I'm
Wait.
back. We're back. There's gonna be no tech pauses.
Han Ki Moon?
Welcome back.
It's okay.
What?
We're back in VCT EMEA.
We get to
Where's-
talk more. This
what?
is nice. Yeah,
I
I
like
had a
yapping.
really nice
What would you like to
chats.
yap about?
Well, a lot of things, but I am forced to yap about this game
I know.
so far. So
Okay.
let's
I
park all the
should
things I
know.
actually want to talk about, and talk about the comp because we
Some
briefly
issues
mentioned the
for the
Chobra
game
this year
starting
and
on
there,
their
some changes here and there, and I have been informed that across the other regions,
Around rollback. Oh my
Pacific and the
gosh.
Americas as well,
Is it Mexico?
nobody
Wait,
actually
what? What
runs
is
this
what?
comp, although DFM
I'm so
do run this with
confused.
the Astra.
Dude,
Pretends
what
to be
is this?
shocked.
Is this
Yeah,
an
pretends to be
actual
shocked. Well, as
loaf
you
of
can
bread?
See, right, this is the composition that they played the last time that they played it, and everybody was like, "What in the hell is happening?" I was wrong. I said
Why
that
is
they
this
got one
named
round, in
after
fact, they
him?
got 0. I am so sorry. And this is the one that you see on top is the one that we will witness shortly. So small changes. We see Profit going on something more comfortable that we've seen a lot on Ascent. So you know he goes into comfort. He goes on an Omen. We can say the same for 11. And then you just
Wait, what are
swap
these
around who's
flags?
playing what in the triple initiative.
red, yellow,
They're
green,
doubling
chat?
down, just changing like a little bit, here and
Maybe
there.
there's an emblem in the yellow? Can't
need
tell.
This match to begin. I need to see how they're going to convince us. that
Yeah,
they
the
can
UN,
make
but
it
like,
work.
why is this
Mitch, can you
building
hurry
named
up?
after him?
Yeah, Mitch, please.
No, I think as well.
I mean, I assume it's the same person. I don't
Comfortability is, like,
actually know his.
something
I don't
we
remember
talk
his
about.
face, but.
Comfortability, it's something
Yeah.
we
Should I
talk
eat
about a lot
Nongshim
on the
noodles,
jet,
Shin
but I
Ramen
do
black at
see
11
that
p.m.?
with, like, you say,
100%.
Profit
Well,
jumping
okay.
back
Do you have a
into
photo
Omen,
shoot
then
tomorrow?
on the jet is something that we see here. But I think as well that, like you say, then
Ghana, but this doesn't feel like
And now again
Ghana.
this
Red,
time
yellow,
round.
green.
If they
What
have
else
to
is
rely
red,
on the
yellow,
defense to
green?
double down on this composition, then it's not working.
I want to say it's somewhere
like the
in.
sociable change. Out of all of the kind of the
Latam.
the musical chairs, I think sociable going onto the table makes so much
What are
sense.
these
Yeah.
flags?
I mean, he could play anything. He's so good.
I wanted to see Yampi on a Sentinel playing the operator.
I never knew about the
That's
whole
what I wanted
bloating
to
if you
see.
eat
Run-
late
roll
thing
it
until I
back,
started
roll it
watching
back,
Game
roll it back.
Drama.
I feel haven. I
Yeah.
see the killjoy.
I have
saw
school
here.
tomorrow. Oh,
My
school? You're
only,
fine. You're good to
I'm
eat the rest.
honestly-
You're good to
yeah,
eat the
but I'm not
noodles.
super sure about the KO on Yumpy. I'm not sure about it. I'm not super convinced.
Yeah, I understand. I
Yeah.
know that he's been super flexible. He has experience with all of this, but I think that he is.
Is
he more
Colombia red,
willing
yellow,
to-
green?
so if we want to run this and between you two, you don't.
What about
I don't see the comfort
Ecuador?
being there, or I see that you could excel more in playing any of the two roles. I think that he is the one that has the most capabilities to go on the KO.
I think as well, with him being the IGL, he is usually like a pack IGL, right? He's leading the kind of pack and figuring out what spaces they want to take on that attack. So I think
I have no
it's
idea
fine
what
for
year
him.
this
Is
would
Magnum
be.
on the fade, like, are they going to have a lurking fade? Is this what this is?
Are they going to win around in the
I
attack? That's all I need to know.
I think Profek will probably take that job, right?
Yeah.
He would just go luckety-luck. I wish they would go with the Team Liquid, old school Liquid Ascent approach where they played no smoke.
smokes?
Sliggy, I'm looking at you. I wish if they wanted
2015, and it is where?
Dislike it. I think Levin going on the
Bolivia.
Jet is
2015. Jeez, I gotta get my years better.
We talk a lot about
I was originally thinking like somewhere in the 2010s, and I was like, that seems so late. I'm not really seeing any other technology.
Yes, 11 is going to be set up. They're
Yin
doing
Secretary
that
General
very,
Pan
very
Ki-moon
well.
photographed
He's
during his
himself
visit
in many circumstances, but I
to-
think the
oh,
map
this
split
isn't.
that we
It's
see,
just the
especially
location
last
is
week
called.
on Haven, the utility kills that he was getting and the impact that he was finding round after round.
Villa Villa.
Even if it's not there, he's going to have this
Interesting.
impact.
Climate
I love
change.
That he's out here showing, you know, being an uncle is still okay.
Decided to just check out the stream as I'm about to go to bed, and I see a tech pause. Why am I not surprised? Yeah, that's unfortunate.
No, but because people.
Okay, where is this? Japan? Looks Japanese.
In tier 1.
Yeah.
But he's been around for so long, he's not given up, and now he's arrived.
Looks
Billy,
like
he's dominating.
Japanese.
He's so good.
He's ready
But
for this.
what
He's
are
been
we
ready
doing
for this,
here?
You know, and now he gets that chance, and I think as well. something
Pan
we didn't really
American
highlight was
Airlines?
this is BBL's first time in
But
playoffs.
this
He's
looks
one
like
of
a
the only Turkish players
military
on this team. You know,
uniform?
they've decided to go international, and I think that him being on this
Yeah, that's
roster,
just the
he
banner.
had
Yeah.
such a great performance, and yeah, he just brings so much energy to the team as well.
Ginza. Okay, where is
Beginning
Ginza?
of this year,
Where's
you
this
asked
going?
me
Are we
about
talking
Haunting.
south or?
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
my
It's
Japan
like,
geography either.
Memory is like insane.
You know, it took me forever to realize Tokyo was actually pretty far from Seoul. Like, I always thought it was in the southern end.
You did that last year. Yes, and I learned from
Oh,
my
it's
mistake.
in
That's what my
Tokyo.
memory is.
I remember
I
that
said
from last
Yampi's
year.
going to be the first IGL.
Oh,
that
man,
brings
what-
BBL
yes,
into
what
an
uniform do you think
international
this
level.
is?
And I think, like, you know, the growth is definitely there. I still want to see the
School
you know,
uniform?
the
This
again,
ain't no
introducing
school
the competition. I wanna
uniform.
see they have it out of all the options that they had, being able to like go for the Pearl, even go for the Fracture as a first option, if they still have what it takes. But I do really believe in this roster.
I do as well, and their map was going to
Missionary, maybe.
Like you said,
Absolutely.
they have so many other options to go with.
Maybe.
And I really hope it is because playoff is already secured. It is because they want to use this opportunity.
Okay, so where am I going? Oh, so this is where Masters was, huh? Shiba?
They need Liquid to lose, which Liquid haven't been doing a lot of that lately. You know, they've been winning a lot, so there is a chance that the outcome of this game doesn't matter at all when it comes to being seed 1.
I mean, it
So I
seems
like that
pretty
they wanna try
crowded.
things. However, I don't want to live in a world, Billy, where BBL are not good on Ascent.
I don't want to live in a world where BBL aren't good on
a
Ascent. That's good.
Feels so wrong.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think as well, though, like maybe we're being harsh because of the first ascent that we got to see from them. So like,
I mean, it was terrible. I am
Not
no,
like
it was-
Shinjuku
I've seen
levels,
way
though.
worse. I've seen worse. You've
Name
seen
it.
worse.
I have. I
You-
actually have.
yeah,
I actually
you
have. I actually have. I don't know
give
why.
them time. Give them time is what I.
Pan
No,
American.
that's not how the season works. I'm sorry.
Oh, we're
65?
getting back into game. Fun. Over to Tom and Mitch.
55? 65?
Yes,
63.
welcome to Foot versus BBL. It's round
52.
1. I don't know what
Norwegian
you're talking
field
about.
sturgeon.
BBL have the highest
Brief
pistol win rate
transit
in
to the
VCT.
Korea.
Thank you
Oh,
very
to
much.
the that would explain it. That would have actually given us a much better gauge on the
Can I get
year.
the sample size on that? No, I don't think it does include the one that just happened, the second pistol round or the first, depending
That's-
on when
yep.
you're joining us. BBL
Didn't even
on the
consider
attack
that.
and moving it towards the A site this time. I see movement.
Oh.
The ninja in Times Square. His foot already find the opening duel. It's Mr. Fallen with a shock dart, but there's pressure on him as he is being surrounded.
Oh.
Yet is
Oh,
he
no,
here
no,
now?
no,
But
no, no,
it's
what?
all Mr. Fallen and an ace just around the corner, stolen by Cracks. He had no right to do
Wow.
that.
He headshot him through the wall as well. The last bullet that Mr. Farland shot was a headshot through the wall to the last
That's crazy,
player.
actually.
He doesn't get the kill. It would have been aces in back.
Hey, welcome. By the way, that was actually insane. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that. Bangkok's gonna host Ascension and Game Changers.
Sort of waffling a little bit. The two players that
Wait,
have been
Game
sort of
Changers
highlights
Pacific
for
or
this
Game
roster
Changers
have been
Championship?
Zeus, obviously.
I didn't actually read the article. I know that
we
said
always
they
talk
were
about
Ascension
bragging
was coming
IGL,
back
but
there.
he's like a star IGL,
Which I think
just
is,
seems completely imbalanced and most of
I
the
mean, I
time
know people would have
does
liked a
not
new
work
spot,
out.
but
Unless maybe you're King
Bangkok
from Leviathan
Ascension
when he was
was
IGLing, that didn't work out
mostly
quite well.
fine, and Masters was good, so
Decent damage done by it.
pays to go back,
It's
I
not
think.
just that, man. Every bit of leadership in the Foot roster has got some incredible fragging power. Mr. Fallen, Geist then steps in as a sub, and he's unbelievable. Hell, they should just start getting Sinan out here.
Do you think Heretics have better firepower than Fnatic?
Too far? You can doubt him. You can doubt him. I'll send him the clip.
No.
Oh,
Pure
yeah.
firepower? I don't think so, actually.
Potential easy start to the game. Mr. Fallen almost having that Hunter's Fury online. Of course, he's going to go back for more, because worst case, he goes down and he's one orb away. Well, it always
Damn,
looks impressive
dude.
with the no-scopes. It's a fairly
They never actually
2-0,
said what the
only
issues
a
with
pistol
Ascension
lost, and
Tokyo
as I said,
were.
That was basically just Mr. Farland farming
So I assume it was
orbs
more than one.
for BBL. It was already mentioned on the desk, but yeah. 0 and 12 last time they played out on the attack. Of course, massive role switches, even changing up the agents that they brought into this one. So there has to be a hope that there's going to be more on the attack, especially with the amount of initiators you have. Your
Mr. Fallen 6-1 and 3, one away from the Hunter's Fury. That's brutal.
I think, and they touched on it on the desk as well, this being not a very usual composition that you see brought to bear, but they've got faith in it, and there must be a reason for it. 2-0 start.
Took some damage.
On the side of
Zeus
One
is
away
much
from
lower,
Hunter's
though.
Fury, certainly going to be online coming into the next. For rifles in the hands of BBL, you don't want to see them taking too many licks of damage early on. They've dealt with Zeus, sending him
네,
back
풋은
on the
그냥
baseline,
안정적으로
30
가는 것 같아요. 근데 풋 둘 다 어센트를 워낙 좋아할 만한 팀이라서.
It's a weak bonus, yeah. It's a weak bonus that's coming.
No, I didn't actually watch the video
Even
yet.
though
People were
this was
talking about
not
it though,
really
the
any
TMV
players
video.
going down. They didn't invest much into the rifles, so expectation should be fairly low for this tank.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, even though you don't see pistols across the board or 3 pistols, as we'll often see a little 2 with some bulldogs.
What
Stinger
are
can
we-
still pack a little bit of
Yampi.
punch, and it certainly has taken out one. But
What are we
Yampi,
playing at?
he's now got players right above him. The paranoia doesn't catch. He's given an opportunity for a little bit more. The classic comes out, and it nearly deals with Profek. Levin on
Already a
15
rough
HP.
round for
And what should have
BBL.
been an easy round, now they've got to contend with 2 players. The HP disadvantage, but
Levin.
he's not playing shy.
We have Levin on our
One
VFL.
bullet needed
I'm a
from
big
any
Levin
weapon, but he
believer.
goes swinging, gets them a 2v1.
Zeus is also
Leaves
worth
the 30
believing though.
HP Zeus as the last man standing.
Oh, is it
Wraparound
just
for
Zeus? I
BBL
thought they were calling him
I
Zeus.
like this.
Maybe not.
He's looking the wrong way in heavy traffic as Levin picks up a 4K and saves this round, but good damage still from a pretty weak bonus round.
Yeah, it was just that singular crossfire that basically managed to isolate a fairly absurd amount.
Hey,
of
got
kills.
shot.
The close
I
range
just find it
figure
odd to
and the
repeat
bullet
Bangkok
far
because
from
there's so many
frags.
countries that still don't get
It got
events.
far more done than ever
I
expected.
assume
The only thing I'd
that
say in response to that's actually a good thing for BBL.
they just
is
want some
11
stability
has
for
got off
now.
to a great start, because
Oh my goodness. We got a minus
I mean-
30 decibels compressor on that mic.
honestly, just turn the mic off and take
Yeah.
the audio from the person next to him. There's enough.
audio
Ze
from
yeah,
my
maybe.
mic, I
Yeah,
don't
no,
think.
maybe it's just because I keep thinking about Zeus, the League of Legends player.
One
Maybe
kill
that's why.
away. We're getting the Blade Storm. Hunter's Fury, as mentioned, was coming online, and it is going to get a singular tag, at least a little bit of damage, but doesn't really help them out too much in the grand scale of things. Yumpy going to be down to just an SMG for this one, though. So
I feel like BBL just has to
although
calm down.
might look at this round, maybe there's a buy in the next. It's not looking great for BBL economically.
Yeah, it is definitely a bumpy start.
They also, the whole thing about triple initiator is you have to be able to start toying with them about which initiator is real.
That it is, Tom. That it is.
You
One is better
cannot
than none.
play
I'll
it
say
like
that.
this.
Profek
This
down.
is...
Foot putting
Dude,
up a good
Yampi is
fight
just
on the
constantly
A side,
running
a little
into the
more for
site
Zeus.
to die.
Triple kill. And we talked about him against Levin. Well, he's the one to put him in the dirt, at least in this battle. A third round seemingly
timing.
secured. Sociable in their way, but not for long. Cracks quickly dispatching it. And 3-1 we go.
1 health. Maybe a little bit unlucky for Sociable, but yeah.
It'd be funny if it was just a multi-year contract with the venue.
This was the map choice of BBL. It's not
Why?
where I
What are the-
expected
wait,
this
what's
to
happening
go.
with
I think
Chovy?
Pearl was one that I almost expected on the cards, especially after Foot had a blip on it last week, even with the ace. It
No,
was
no
another
double
6
sentinel.
over
We're
the
back to
line, so
triple
that was where
initiator.
I was thinking. But it almost feels like BBL have played this veto as more of a counterplay rather
Damn,
than
they're all
their
learning
own
from
strength,
Yetujay.
which personally, I don't like. I would much rather see a team play their own strength.
It's very interesting as well. Perhaps we'll touch on it in a moment. See that Outlaw looking for some blood. I always love an Outlaw pick, even in a round like this. But yeah, the fact that BBL are the ones taking Pearl out then in the second
Yeah,
round of
it's
bans
weird.
as well, I agree with you, Tom. It is a bit of a head scratcher. You always wonder what the
Yeah, I
thought
mean,
is
so I
behind it.
haven't
We
seen
won't
it.
find
I
out,
haven't
guess,
actually
until the
watched through
post-match
TMV's video
interviews.
yet, but
The conversation. Whoa, you
I mean,
see
is it really all
He's
thanks to
gone for the forward
EMEA? I
dash.
mean,
A
it's
staple.
there's probably multiple
You see
people at
it.
fault here.
Oh,
Wow,
she didn't
what?
Try to steal away. Levin's got 2.
What?
A little bit more. Oh, I talk about a round like this,
What is
where
going?
BBL had pistols, where it should have been a walk in the park for Foot to
Oh
close
my
it out. But that
gosh.
Blade Storm's made all the difference. Levin seeing the spark of Zeus in the last round and looking to outshine it at 2v4, but minimal weapons recovered. Sociable's got a rifle. There's a Blade Storm still, but it's very much winnable for Foot.
Especially with that initial pick. Profek happy to play deep, but while Levin's just about survived, 5 HP and still kicking. They've got to get past Sociable though. The bodyguard at the top
Oh
of
my-
the site.
oh
looking for
my-
the final knife. It will be Profek that helps confirm.
Dude, that
Ace
was-
card Thrifty.
Dude, that was an
I wanna say
insane
almost
round.
Literally nothing. I think they had mostly classics.
Chovy
a
is basically the
single
best player in the world for the
sheriff.
most
But other than
part
that, it was
until
just
Worlds.
finding an orb and getting the Blade Storm, but
He's the best player in the world
it's
until
an exciting
Worlds.
start for Levin, because I mentioned that him versus Zeus, I'd favor Zeus, but thus far, well, they've won 2 rounds. He has won them 2 rounds.
That is a tough scenario for poor old Zeus. Got a little bit too close to them with that forward dash, couldn't make it away, gets caught by the Blade Storm. The round sent into disarray. BBL, it was looking like a slow start, a shaky one certainly. Now they're closing the gap.
All right,
in
now
and
Zeus
putting
answers
Foot
back
into
with
an
his own
awkward position.
4K,
Okay, Zeus
right? That's how
pulls
this
out the
Works.
Blade Storm of his own, but that's necessary here to pad out the economy that is now completely spent.
This feels like we're on the map of Turkey. We've got a jet on either side. Both of
The
them
Genji
performing.
fans trying to say, I don't
Looks
think
like it could
so.
be fun. Cracks
I
will
think
be
it's
the one
really
to
just a
find Levin.
T1 fandom
And
thing.
without, as I said, he's had a 4K and a 3K in the 2 rounds that BBL managed to win.
I
without
mean,
him.
honestly,
They have next to nothing on the board just
it'd be a
yet.
unique experience. I don't
Timing
want it
looked
though.
Good actually for Yumpy, but Mr. Fallen has still managed to come out on top. This round was one built by the last, but it's looking like it's going to go right back in the other direction once again. Mr. Fallen should finally be isolated, but they still need a hero
BBL
with
also
an
plays
immediate trade.
some weird Valorant,
Crack needs
man.
to find it all.
A lot of pressure on his shoulders. Route to the A side is open if he finds this first pick, but smart play by Ada Captain, just tucking in, not giving him the fight, not giving him the info off that haunt either, as they're out of range of it.
I mean, dude, Magnum's doing
Just
his
has
best
go
to
in
isolate
with
these
his wits and
fights.
his weapon. One found, but
Doing
the
his best.
immediate return from Foot. Taking that round, even in the 4v1, in such a controlled manner. They're not looking to give even an inch to BBL, because they just found out in the previous round what happens when you do.
This time, this will always be the sort of gift and the curse that is Levin. Like, he was very far ahead of everybody else, and the second he loses that fight, you can almost see it becomes much more
Yeah.
of a scramble. I think Mr. Farland does well just to
They're a
hold on
little
to his
too
ground and, as said,
rushed, and I
individually
think
he's
it
been
doesn't help that
sublime.
Levin
Cracks up
is
there as well. And this is
so
the thing I've said.
so out
far,
there.
in terms of individual performances, he's been okay.
Oh no.
If you get Cracks online,
This is a
in
timeout, yeah?
matchup, they win this map. I don't even think it's much of a question. And with some of the performers, or some of the stars of
It has to
BBL
be, because if
currently
it's a
little bit
tech
quiet,
pause,
so
okay.
people
Because
get
then we're
to
leaving.
get
This
off to
the moment we
races
get a
and
second
jumping
tech pause, I'm out,
zero
chat.
onto the board. It's going to be a
We're
very
playing
early
POE2.
pause coming out for BBL, because what you've already witnessed the team go 0 and 12 on this side of the map. You know it can get out of control.
Either Levin and friends or
Stop it
Mr. Fallen and
before it
friends.
grows
What?
legs.
Zeus?
Absolutely.
Zeus does some good
I like the
work.
idea
Dude,
for
Sociable
Wolves
does some
coming
good
in as well
work
to the
for
next round,
BBL.
just deciding where that ult economy is going to go, where the weaknesses that Foot are presenting are. But the start for that defensive side, albeit yes, it's better for BBL than what we saw before. They're managing to sprinkle in a couple of rounds amongst that defeat. But realistically, we know that Foot are going to be a squad putting up rounds on this map. We have questions about the composition BBL bring to bear. We have questions about the choice of this map as well. Remember, as we said, starting out the previous pistol round. No, not the one.
I really think they can.
This used
You
to be
have
the
3
8
initiators.
second
Like, you can work
province, as
the
it was
map.
referred to
You can
by
work the
Turkish
map.
Squads. It was somewhere that you dare not face off against a squad who had Turkish players perhaps, but certainly if they were a full Turkish squad,
We're
this
out,
isn't where you
chat.
wanted to fight it out.
We're freaking
So a
out.
fitting place to
I'm done.
start this series is gonna be a beautiful place to
I'm
end
not
it.
walking through this.
Between them.
Oh, I'm not working
Happy
through
enough to
this.
see it.
How
Whoever takes
how
this
are
will
we,
win that.
dude?
I suppose what it used to
Oh
represent.
my
Taken
gosh,
from their
chat.
opponents. This used to be our home ground.
Chat, if you
Certainly
want to
not
watch
yours.
VCT,
I think as well, just I want to give it
have fun. Have fun somewhere else. Oh my, dude, how did they not? How do they not have this figured out, man? Yeah, does anybody know if LEC gets this much tech pause? Because it's the same studio, right? I've been wondering that. Like, how in the world, how do they not have that resolved? Like, it's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. LEC, I don't know. My bare bones GPU laptop can run the game. Well, to be fair, it does take a lot more to like run things smoothly on for tournaments, because there's a lot more going on, but this has got to be the most title changes in a stream. We do what we have to do, chat. I'm going to change everything on YouTube. We're done with the EMEA. If you want to watch, watch Sleeky or TMV. And this will be Path of Exile 2. Change Twitch. Acolyte is cool. Warrior.
It is a pity to see you like this. You arrived on our shores a whipped and broken child. Our people made you strong. How were they repaid? Sedition and lies.
Actually,
Speak now.
should we check if our account is okay? Maybe. Maybe I see if this is okay. Just because I'm not going to be streaming for that long. No, we're done with the EMEA, man. I'll watch the final top 3, but dude, there's listen, and I say this like it's not easy, but there's no way it should be happening this much, man. Week to week, man. The whole point of using a studio you own is to iterate so you don't have these problems. Like, I've been there. It sucks, but like, this ain't it. Let's see. Nope. Failed. Nope. 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 I'm like thinking in last epoch terms. I'm like, well, can I take that out? And I'm like, no, actually, that's not how this game works. Also, why am I selling? I'm last epoch brained.
Find more reef remnants for my research.
Yeah, we'll keep that one, I guess. It should be, actually. It really should be. It's one of two things. Either there's something insanely wrong with their studio, or they have the most annoying, pickiest players, and they should just tell them to stop complaining until they bring back another Masters trophy. That's probably a little bit mean, but seriously. Enfeeble. No, we don't want to deal with that. Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it's a player side thing. I do think it's probably a studio side thing, given how frequent it is. It's not always just the same teams either, right? Actually, I think it might be. In which case, that means there's something going on with that one player's setup. I got rid of the hashtag. Is it still there? Well, I guess if you were watching since EMEA, then it might not have updated properly. I mean, it's whatever. Maybe that'll give them better metrics to realize what's going on here. I mean, there's no point in speculating what the issue is, but there is an issue. That much is for sure. I guess we always get tech pauses when one team plays better. Oh, what the? Wait, are there two yellows? Is that what's going on here? Yes. Oh, never mind. That gorilla is dead. That was not a yellow. Yeah, I don't know if it's every day, but most of the days I've tuned in, whether I'm streaming or not, EMEA has had tech pauses for sure. Which way do you think is easiest and like the shortest time to go into? Well, hold on. Sorry, my Epic Pen's covering what you're saying, and I can't move it. Oh, but this game we can pause, so never mind, I can move it. Why is my computer so quiet? The fan should be running very high. Says they're running. Anyway, the question is which way do you think is easiest and like the shortest time to go into tier 1? I mean, I don't think there's a... I mean, you'd be insane to argue that it is easier and faster to go from ranked and get scouted to get picked up directly into a tier 1. That's like... That's always going to be the exception, not the rule. Right? Ooh. Use when you take cold damage from a hit. Grants a power charge on use. Interesting. Okay. Oh wait, I gotta absorb his powers. This is all canon, so we get a team that will win from tech pause only. Yeah, no, like, listen, tech pauses can happen, but it's just like, I am much less forgiving. Like, I'm more forgiving than most fans, just because obviously I've been on the receiving end of tech pauses, and it sucks, because sometimes you literally, like, it's either out of your control, or you literally have no idea what's going on, and, you know, and it's not because you, like, didn't prep or rehearse or whatever, but, like, you work in this studio week in, week out. That's the whole point of having a regular studio. So I'm much less forgiving when that happens, and it's also like very regular, in which case it's like something has to give, right? Yeah, I mean, to me, that tells me that there's something, like, it's a deep-rooted problem, but there's got to be a day off that's not VCT or League, right? So, like, surely we try to recreate this, like, literally all day long on that off day. Still getting, and for me the optimization was smooth enough in 0.1. I hope they can remedy that here in 0.2 at some point. EMEA desk is actually the GOAT. Oh, for sure. Like, shout out to them. And, you know, whoever, like, is running the show, generally, I'll give them a shout out, too, because everyone has to deal with it. So, like, I get that, but... Okay, and then we go back and do the breach. Hey, Lord Rocks. Oh, you know, it's actually, today's not going that great, but you know what? Now it's good. We're playing POE2. EMEA had a second tech pause, so I said I was done with it. Which way do I want to go? I guess just south. Oh god, this is gonna lag me out like crazy. This was a mistake. Why are there so many rares in this one? What the heck? Yeah, there was no way we were actually going through with that.
I'll not make the journey home like that.
Sure, things will be ironed out next patch or the one after that. I hope so.
I like it here. It's quiet.
Yeah, well, yeah. For EMEA, unfortunately. Oh shoot, what are these? Ah, okay. I mean, neato.
On with the work.
Chance spaces.
Find more breach remnants for my research.
Yeah, so coming back to POE2, I think at least a couple things are very clear. One thing is like, yeah, crafting is definitely much more exciting in last epoch, especially now that I know that it's not actually 100% determined. Well, it is deterministic, but well, not 100%. Yeah, so crafting is much more exciting in last epoch. But I think part of that is also just like the way the drops work in that game. So there's probably some more balancing you could do. Although I guess POE2 sees SSF as purely a challenge. So maybe the way I'm playing it right now, where it's like you can still I will still use the currency exchange, is probably the best balance around that. Hey Chobra, if Boom fight against Nongshim with both the teams in their peak with the current patch, who do you think will win? Well, at their peak? At their peak, I think it's a 50-50. If it's a best of 3, I think it's a 50-50. If it's a best of 5 in the current patch with the current map pool, probably Boom. But do I do this now? Or I'm always confused. I don't understand. They don't really explain this new system very well with the corruption and like the cleansed stuff. But I guess we'll do it now. EMEA is live. Yeah, well, that's what they told me an hour ago, and I tuned in. We were watching it. I'm very well aware, but it started with a tech pause, and immediately there was a second tech pause. And I listen, I'm not going to be streaming at 1 a.m. to potentially watch more tech pauses. This is also generally why I just don't stream the EMEA games, because I'd rather just like watch them on the side, and then you guys can all watch it with someone, like people who want to watch the matches can just watch it somewhere that's going to watch it the whole time, and then we can all be happier. But here we are. Valve Factory is kind of rough though, no? Tech pause is gone. Tech pause is back. Yep. Well, exactly. And it can be gone. I mean, you know, that's fine. But I'm just not going to go back to it today. Like, no matter what. They could have the smoothest broadcast for the rest of the day, and I'm not going to go back to it. But that's the point. You need to grind like crazy for Premier and... Oh, Tier 2? Yeah, I mean, listen, I think if you wanted to go pro, like, you can't be like, what's the best way to do it? You literally just have to be like, I'm gonna get #1 on the leaderboard. Like, that has to be your mindset. And then on the way, if you get a chance to play Premier or get a chance to play Challengers, like, you do that. But you have to do that. Like, every pro team always tells us, like, obviously, like, if you have a chance to do trials, do that. But like, you gotta just be top of the like, you gotta be top X on the leaderboard. So what if they announced Xenoblade Chronicles 4 during the broadcast, though? Would you go back? No, because I wouldn't even be able to play it. I always feel like Nongshim's mentality is off. They don't have the insane vibes like T1. Well, I assume what you mean is discipline. Because I would actually think that a lot of the times Nongshim's vibes are generally better than T1's. What's Enfeeble again? It doesn't tell me. Is Enfeeble slow or less damage? Anybody remember? Because I want to get rank. I want to get to rank 11 so I can increase my skills. Because I have so many gems, but I got to get the better jeweler orbs, and you can't get that right now. Enfeeble is slow. Okay, let's see if I can get away with this. Valve Factory. I don't feel good about it, but we'll see. Also, since I'm playing on 1080, can we get away with this? Enfeeble, sorry, it lowers you. Wow, trolled. Giga trolled by my mods, chat. Damn. Oh, now it is lagging. Never mind. I think this map really lags out people. It's also just too dark in general. Chat, I'm actually just... Is the stream as choppy as before, or is it just the game? Because if it's just the game, now it's a different issue, but... I feel like once we were on 1080, the game was smooth last time, no?
Everyone you have slain had a life, family, from your one.
Wow, okay. Well, this is slightly unplayable as well. I don't know what it is with this game. To be honest, even when I was playing alone, if I play in full screen now, it still lags out quite a bit. And I haven't even updated to the latest driver, so I can't even blame that. But the reason I haven't been playing it as much, even on my own, is because of the game stuttering. I like just straight up die all the time because I get a lot of input delay. Well, that's the thing. I'm not on dynamic resolution now, though. Oh, well, I guess I have DLSS on, yeah. But earlier I wasn't on the upscale. And the other thing about that is like, in 0.1 it didn't look bad with the upscaling. You know what I mean? Because I always had it on to upscale it even more, so... It's alright, chat. You know what? We're gonna change the stream title one more time in just about 10 minutes. Yeah, but I just remembered because I think like 3 days ago I was playing this game on my own and I literally like couldn't like chain my actions because of the FPS lag. And I was like, well, that kind of sucks. So. At least we didn't die. I gotta figure out a better filter too for this one. Okay, no, it is probably lagging out. The game's probably freaking out the way it's playing on my PC right now. I think something's wrong with my fans when playing this game right now too, because I changed my fan controls and it was working just fine for all the other ones. I like basically ramped them up like crazy whenever I'm playing games, but I think the controls aren't going through because I'm not hearing them. But supposedly they are, according to fan controls. So, and it's accurate during other games. And I don't know why playing POE2 would suddenly make the sensors not work. But I feel like that might be contributing to things being worse today. Ow! Oh, you mean compared to 0.1? I mean, yeah, that's probably true. Alright, these guys can just die on their own. Oh gosh, wrong neighborhood, sorry. Just wait until they all die on their own. Thank you. Okay, I aggroed too much. This was too much. I bit off more than I could chew. I apologize. I just wanted to have everyone blow up in a pool of corrupted blood is all. You know, just a common wish. Nothing too crazy. Oh, the mana ring. Oh, and you chase. That's cool. Oh, and I'm out of health. Health pots. Thank you. What do you mean almost? That was 100% a challenge. What's up, R2? Who's the most handsome guy in bro play? Oh, there's a lot of candidates for that. Oh, this has the freaking teleport. Rip me, chat. This isn't the game lagging. It is simply a feature. I keep forgetting that I hate this. I shouldn't have absorbed it. Just keep mindlessly absorbing without thinking about it. Womp womp womp. You know why there's no crowd? They don't have crowd on Wednesdays, but I don't know why. Oh gosh, you guys are all grouped up here. Oh wow, my abilities didn't go out because it was clicking the essence. Wow, that was annoying. I think we're gonna fail this map. Also, it's just my window's so small when I play on 1080. Maybe I should just never stream this again until the optimization is done. Just play it in my spare time every now and then. Because it is tight. What? On my monitor. What's your peak rank in Valorant? Diamond 3. Mountie solo faked a whole B push on his own. Sounds about right. What the? Come on, minions. Come to me. There you go. Yeah, this map is not kind to me in my current build, I think. I think I do think that a lot of like the visual clutter problems people were having, I didn't experience because in 0.1 my experience on the technical side was fairly smooth, and because my monitor is massive. I actually think so, because like what I've noticed ever since we switched to windowed mode is a lot of these maps I can't see jack. Like if it gets a little bit dark. I wonder if that has to do with it for other people as well. It could just be the way I'm playing it now, like build and whatnot too, but... Yeah, I mean, generally there were always like preferred and non-preferred biomes for sure, but I feel like in 0.1 it was never to the point where I was like, well, this just feels like utterly unfair. It was just like, oh, I don't really like that one. But again, maybe it's just overall, it's not even about the monitor, maybe overall the resolution, maybe overall it is just the optimization and the smoothness of the graphics. Sure, that's a big part of it nonetheless, but you know what I mean. Like there were so many people crying early on about like, yeah, like how is this even fair? Like I just always die to things I can't see, and I'm like, well, I don't know. A lot of times I feel like I do see it, I just react late, or I'm just not paying attention. But this patch, I feel like there were a lot of times where I'm like, actually though, not sure like where that would have even come from. This bug doesn't help either. This map where she's just loading out there. Hey, we're still doing something Valorant related. Okay, can we just clean up this? Oh, there's like so much charred ground. Who has put out all this burning ground? What the heck? Oh, do these guys put down burning ground? I think they do. Ow.
Come in handy.
All right. 나 왓칭으로 제목 바꾸셨네요. 아, 이 시간에 굳이 또 언제 퍼즈가 걸릴지 모르는 거를 볼 마음의 여유가 없습니다. 조금만 보다가 이제 그만 어차피 첫 경기만 볼 생각이었어가지고 지금부터 방송 시작해서 쭉 보는 거면 모를까. Oh yeah, like I imagine on the Steam Deck it's friggin' rough, yes. Unless you come up with like a insane just like one button build that has a get out of jail free card. Finally. Wait, what's Jinsu's tweet?
Speak.
Nothing.
Find more breach remnants for my research.
The grass biomes wreck your frame? Really? See, I don't think I've had too many grass biome problems. Where's the... There we go. We need to stun the rare.
Need more time.
Where did the rare's body go? Oh, it's just under the blood pool. I think these storms are his. The volatile plants are mine, though. If I could tell where he was, that would be fantastic. Oh, the ghosties keep disappearing, which is why I can't get rid of all of them. And then these mages just keep putting out more particles, so I keep lagging. What the? What the? Where does he keep going? Why is he not bleeding? What the heck? That was weird. Oh, like all the minions? Yeah, I mean, I think it's just generally the density for sure and what type. Like at the moment you have any projectile or mage type minions, like the enemies, you're kind of screwed. And it does really feel like the fire effects, something about the fire related particle effects this patch were pretty rough, or this season I should say. Why did that guy not get corrupted blood? Weird. But okay. Isn't this a boss map? Ah. Here we go. Let's just get the boss, please. It's just the slam that we have to watch out for. Oh, that was kind of close. Wait, I can't see him if I go there because of the health bar. Uh-oh. Woo. Where's the triangle? Almost there. Oh, see, that's the move that always gets me. What happened to EMEA? Yeah, we're just done with it because I said at the beginning if the tech pause is longer than 15 minutes or the second one, I'm done with it. And they had a second one. So, and supposedly a third one. So I am glad I'm done with it. I apologize that we're not watching it, but I would like to prioritize my sanity first. Let's see, so the map's completed, so at least we have that. Wait, did I get a map from that? Wait, he was the boss. Where's my guaranteed map? What the? What? Do they not guarantee drops anymore from bosses? Doesn't the boss automatically give you one tier higher? I am so confused. You just don't drop anything. Maybe that's... I wonder if that's just related to the bug that it's not giving people like map completed indicators so they can't move on with their atlas. Could be. We are going to die here. 100%.
Need a moment. The hunt is on.
Oh. Okay, these mages have to really stop. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll stop. See if we are allowed to go on. Okay, so we are. So at least we didn't lose that. But I didn't get my tier 10 map, which was the point of that. So that's a little annoying. More uniques to my collection, though.
Find more breach remnants for my research.
Honestly, though, if Last Epoch isn't back, I think we'll maybe just turn it off, because that performance was the worst performance I've had from POE2 this whole season. I do wonder why, because I heard my fans turning back up, so it shouldn't even be the temp anymore. What's the score on BBL? Nope, Last Epoch is still down as well, chat. None of the games we're playing are working. So I think we're going to call it there. I mean, I think the stream's already lost its course, so I don't want to just waste everyone's time here. We're going to be hopping off, chat. Sorry that it wrapped up this way, but I'll have to... I don't know what I want to do with POE2, because that's like the game I want to just kind of... It's a good... ARPGs are great to just hang out with, but it's freaking rough. Like, because I'm just not enjoying it, because I can't see crap, because it's just stuttering the whole time on my screen. So I don't know. We'll see. I guess I'll have to ask around maybe if I want to play it again. But hopefully tomorrow we'll check out Expedition 33, and hopefully it won't. Hopefully it'll fare better. I don't know. I have a feeling it won't, but we'll see where it goes from there. I hope everyone has a good night. We will be streaming tomorrow as well. So I will see you all tomorrow in the evening for Korea time. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the new subs and